Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. He's the kind of guy you could bring anywhere and everyone would love him, Blunt remarked. She'd also mentioned that Sienna always wanted another child, feeling guilty about not giving Marlo a partner in crime. We've talked about it for years, Blunt said. She just needed the right person, and I really see that in Oli. Sienna burst onto the scene in the early 2000s as a stylish, smiley blonde whose penchant for boots and studded belts launched countless imitations. Her father, Edwin, is an American dealer in Chinese art, while her mother, Josephine, a former model, once served as a personal assistant to David Bowie. Born in New York, Sienna was raised between London and Wiltshire after her parents split when she was 5. A rebel at Heathfield boarding school in Ascot, she went on to study drama at the Lee Strasberg Institute in New York. Her big break came in 2004, at 23, when she played opposite the already famous Jude Law in a remake of the classic film Alfie. A starlet was born, and with Law freshly divorced from actress Sadie Frost, their relationship seemed meant to be. But to Sienna's humiliation, the following year Law was caught with his trousers down in the company of his children's nanny. She later had a fling herself with Law's close friend and future 007 Daniel Craig, with whom she starred in crime film Layer Cake. It was reported that she had found herself pregnant and chose not to have the child. In an interview, she said, "People on the street would shout 'baby killer' at me. That's fine. That's their opinion. You know, there's always going to be people like that." Her romance with Law always seemed unpredictable. In one of their periods apart, she dated Notting Hill actor Rhys Ifans. Her image, too, became increasingly unconventional. She was known for living in wild style, once admitting a fondness for magic mushrooms and claiming to have experimented with morphine to see what heroin would be like. She later reflected on a couple of years of absolutely chaotic behavior. "I did not know which way was up or down. I was, I suppose, in the midst of an absolute breakdown on every single level. I couldn't say what had actually happened. My way of dealing with that was to slightly lose it. And I did. I was running around the Vanity Fair party with no shoes on and getting really drunk." In 2008, after splitting from Law for good, she had a romantic fling with Balthazar Getty and was photographed topless on holiday with him. An heir to an estimated £2.5 billion fortune, he was married with 4 children. The liaison fizzled out, and Getty went back to his wife, Rosetta. In an interview with GQ magazine in 2009, she admitted that the stories probably looked awful. "I probably seem like not a particularly nice person, not a girl's girl." In terms of her career, she cites her 2009 role in G.I. Joe, the rise of the Cobra, as a low point. "It had become difficult for me to get the work I wanted," she said. "I sabotaged things. I burnt a lot of bridges. I wasn't behaving the way you should. I'm very lucky to have a second chance." A stint on Broadway and After Miss Julie was well received, and she was better still in the 2011 West End production of Flare Path, directed by Trevor Nunn. Professionally, she began to get the roles that had eluded her, and her private life also seemed to settle as she got together with Sturridge. Marlo was born in 2014. That same year, Sienna starred in American Sniper, opposite Bradley Cooper, and in Foxcatcher. Both won her plaudits. She even took on the demanding role of Sally Bowles in a Broadway production of Cabaret. She had passed 30, she said, and now was her time. Yet, once again, that promise didn't quite translate into the big leagues. In 2022, Vogue magazine pronounced a sénescence after the modest success of the Netflix drama Anatomy of a Scandal, a Westminster-set thriller. And again this year, only a few months after having a second child, the idea of a Sienna moment is in the air again. She has new friends, including actress and model Cara Delevingne and It Girl Lady Lola Butte, whose recent 25th birthday party had tinges of decadent movie Saltburn and a guest list to die for. Friends say Sienna is effervescent and the life and soul of every party. Romantic disappointments don't seem to have dimmed her love of a good night out. The critics almost universally don't care for Costner's film Horizon, an old-fashioned Western, and find her role in it, while well executed, a cliché. She plays settler Frances Kittredge, who ends up hiding in a hole under the floorboards and having to use a gun barrel as a breathing tube, as an image of a woman driven to extremes just to survive that takes some beating. But in reality, glorious Sienna can breathe freely. She's making money as never before, thanks to her fashion deal with Marks and Spencer.